Let us start. Hari Om. 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 Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshal Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Sindhuraruna Vigraham Trinayana Manikya Mauli Spurattaranayaka Shekaram Spidamukhima Bina Vatshoruham Padibhyam Alivurna Ratna Dashakam Rattotpalam Vipratim Saumyam Ratnagadastha Rakta Charanam Dhyayet Param Ambigam ध्यायेत् पद्मासनस्तां विकसितवदनां पद्मपत्राय दाक्षीं हेमाभां पीतवस्त्रां करकलितलसद्धेमपद्मां वराङ्गीं सर्वालङ्कारयुक्तां सततमभयदां भक्तनम्रां भवानीं श्रीविद्यां शान्तमूर्तिं सकलसुरनुतां सर्वसम्पत्प्रदात्रीं सगुङ्गुमविलेपनामलिकचुम्बिकस्तूरिकां समन्त्रजितेक्षणां ससरजापवाशाङ्कुशाम् अशेषजनमोहिनीं अरुणमाल्यभूषोज्ज्वलां जपाकुसुमवासुरां जपविदौ स्मरेदम्बिकाम् अरुणां करुणातरङ्गिताक्षीं धृतपाशाङ्कुशपुष्पबाणचापाम् अणिमादिविरावृतां मयूकैः अहमित्येव विभावये महिषी। ओम पराशक्ति नमः। ओम पराशक्ति नमः। ओम पराशक्ति नमः। So today we are going to go from 241 till 255. 241 till 255. So let us start. Om Charurupaye Namaha. Om Charuhasaye Namaha. Om Charuchandradharaye Namaha. Om Charachara Jagannathaye Namaha. Om Chakra Rajaniketanaya Namaha. Om Parvati Namaha. Om Padmanayana Namaha. Om Padmaraga Samaprabhaye Namaha. Om Panchabrahmaswarupini Namaha. Om Panchabrahmaswarupini Namaha. Om Chinmayi Namaha. Om Paramananda Namaha. Om Vijnanaghana Namaha. Om Dhyana Namaha. Om Dharmadharma-vivarjita Namaha. So the first name is Om Charurupaye Namaha. Charurupa. Charu basically means beautiful, charming or lovely. Beautiful, charming or lovely. And Rupa means the appearance. Yeah. So she who has a beauty that does not fade with time. So it is not beautiful in the morning, not so beautiful in the evening. No, it's not like that. Her beauty is constant. Devi's beauty is constant. So it is not just, she is not just the abstract ultimate truth. Devi is not just the abstract ultimate truth, but she is also a subliminal beauty. She is subliminal beauty. So you can imagine if you are seeing a person with that much infinite beauty, you cannot even describe the beauty of Devi. That is what Devi is about. So it is eternally beautiful in accordance with the imagination of the devotee. That is the other thing. As you are willing to imagine, in that form, Devi is as beautiful as that. Yeah. So this beauty does not dim, it does not fade, and it is always radiant. Whatever the situation, Devi's beauty is always radiant. Charurupayai Namaha. Om Charuhasayai Namaha. Hasa means smile. Charu, again, the same thing, which is beautiful, charming. So, she who has a very beautiful smile, that is what this literally means. So, with the smile of Devi, she is able to captivate the entire world. The entire world can be captivated with the smile. And the next one is the next name also refers to Devi, the smile of Devi as moonlight. Moonlight. The next name refers to moonlight. So in this name also we can talk of that aspect of Devi where her smile is like moonlight, which is as pure as moonlight and which awakens knowledge. Awakens knowledge. So this pure nectar of wisdom flows through her smile. So if you remember, I don't know how many of you have seen some old Tamil movies. Some old Tamil movies where Parashakti and Devi are portrayed. Possibly about out of those movies, maybe 50-60% that Parashakti is the person who's portrayed Parashakti is K.R. Vijaya. I don't know if you remember. K.R. Vijaya is a person who's portrayed Parashakti. So she's got, and why, if you look at the name of K.R. Vijaya in the Tamil movie world, K.R. Vijaya has got another name. Her name is Punnagai Arasi. Her name is Punnagai Arasi. Arasi means queen. Punnagai means smile. So she is the queen of the most beautiful smile. So if you and that is why she is portrayed. Probably that is why people used to choose her to portray Devi 9 times out of 10. Whatever movies I've seen where Devi or Parashakti, old movies, maybe in the 50s, 60s, 70s, where the Parashakti is involved, you can see K.R. Vijaya as Parashakti, Punnagai Arasi. So her smile is like that, Charuhasa, one who has got a very beautiful smile. I think everybody seems to know K.R. Vijaya, so that is also a good thing. You could relate to what I am trying to say. The next name, Om Charuchandradharayai Namaha. Yeah. Charuchandra. Charu is again beautiful. Chandrakala. Chandrakala. Chandrakala is the crescent moon. The crescent moon. Dhara. So she is a person who is wearing the crescent moon. And if you look at the symmetry with Lord Shiva, Lord Shiva is, what is his name? His name is Chandrasekhara. His name is Chandrasekhara, and he is also wearing the moon as part of his headdress. You can see the moon. Similarly, she is also a person who is wearing the Chandrakala. Devi wears the Chandrakala to match with Shiva. Yeah. So she who wears a beautiful crescent moon, and that crescent moon also does not wax or wane. So it's not that the crescent moon, okay, as the days, 15 days it goes, it will move from what is that, new moon, a full moon to new moon, and then from new moon to full moon. No, it doesn't work like that. So it is always in the form of a beautiful crescent. So this is that crescent moon which does not wax or wane. It is called as Sada. Yeah. So there is a story in Devi Bhagavatam of a beautiful princess of Kashi called Chandrakala. There was a beautiful princess, and the name of this princess is called Chandrakala. She was extremely sattvic, and she had all auspicious attributes. So they say that Devi gave darshan to her and told her to marry Prince Sudarshana. She said that you marry this Sudarshana, who is a devotee of Devi, and that person, Sudarshana, will fulfill all your wishes. You will have complete happiness and a lot of prosperity. So, Devi became the refuge. Devi became the refuge and the support, the Dhara of Chandrakala. She was the support of this princess Chandrakala, the refuge and the support, the Dhara of Chandrakala. That is the story which goes by as far as Devi Bhagavatam is concerned. Now, if you remember the earlier name in Devi's Dhyana sloka, where Taranayaka Shekara, there is one name, Smita Mukhin, exactly. Yeah, I could see that. So, Taranayaka Shekara. So, what is Taranayaka? Tara is stars, Nayaka, queen. Taranayaka Shekara. This refers to the queen of the stars. Who is the queen of the stars? The moon. The moon is the queen of the stars. So she is the king of the stars or the queen of the stars, and that is the moon, and Devi wears this moon in her crown. This is Charuchandradhara. Charuchandradhara or Charuchandradharayai Namaha. The next name, 244, Charachara Jagannatha. Charachara Jagannathayai Namaha. Now, Charachara Jagannatha, she who is the ruler of the animate and the inanimate worlds. Charachara. Charachara. Chara means moving. Chara means non-moving. Jagannatha, Lord or the Master. So that is the split of the names of name. Charachara Jagannatha. So she who is the ruler of the animate and the inanimate worlds. It's a very simple meaning, very simple understanding of that name of Devi. We'll move to the next one. Chakra Raja Niketana. Chakra Raja Niketana. Om Chakra Raja Niketanaye Namaha. The most important chakra, chakra in Tantra Shastra is Sri Chakra. Sri Chakra is the most important chakra in Tantra Shastra, and it is called as Chakra Raja. The most important chakra is called as the Chakra Raja. Now, if you remember, you have several chakras, several aspects, or several rings. The first ring is called as the Trailokya Mohana. First ring, we discussed about it, yesterday. Trailokya Mohana, which is a square which has got 4 doors. The doors are called as, if you remember the name, Bhudura. Yeah, that is the name of the 4 doors that lead to the inside the Sri Chakra. Then that is followed by a 16-petal lotus, and then further inside you have a 10-petal lotus, and then inside that is a set of triangles going in different directions. Bang in the middle is a single triangle, and in that is a dot which is Bindu. Remember the way the Sri Chakra is made out. Yeah. So she is there in all of these 9 aspects that make up the Sri Chakra. The 9 chakras from Trailokya Mohana to Sarva Anandamaya, which is the centralmost triangle with the Bindu. There are 9 coverings. So you have to go beyond these 9 layers, or the 9 curtains have to be removed, and Devi dwells in the Sri Chakra is not easily attainable. And constant worship is the only way to obtain her darshan. So it goes back to the same thing we are talking about. 10,000 rupees moksha, 10,000 rupees we will give you Sri Vidya. What is that? Sri Vidya, we'll ordain you into Sri Vidya, 10,000 rupees. I think that is the average going rate now, 10,000 rupees. That's why I keep going back to this 10,000 rupees business. You give 10,000 rupees, immediately you will become a realized soul. You are ordained into Sri Vidya Darshan. So it doesn't work like that. You have to go really, really, really deep if you want to become a Parama Bhakta of Lalitha Tripuri Sundari Devi. Parvati. Om Parvatyai Namaha. 246. Who's Parvati? Before Parvati, we had Sati. Sati was the daughter of Daksha Prajapati and the wife of Lord Shiva. So she was insulted by her father, by Daksha. Daksha insulted Sati, and because of that insult, Sati offered herself to the fire, and she was consumed by the fire. And then she takes rebirth as the daughter of Himavat and the king of the mountains, and that person was a daughter of this mountain called Himavat, because she was a daughter of a mountain, therefore she is called as Parvati. Parvada's daughter is Parvati. So that is what she is, the daughter of the mountain, Mount Himavat or the Himalaya, Parvati. So all referring to the different names and descriptions of Devi. 247. Padmanayana. Padmanayana. You can understand the meaning. It's very simple. Padma, lotus. Nayana, eyes. So she has eyes that are long and beautiful, like the petals of a lotus flower. How poetic and how beautifully this is explained, that she's got eyes like a lotus flower. Yeah. Padma is a synonym for purity, and Devi's eyes only see good in everyone. That is the other aspect. She sees only good in everyone. So this lotus eyes business has been around in several other names. So you can, if you try and look around you, there are several people who have the same meaning, who have the same names. So lotus eyes is very commonly used name, especially if you come to the south of India. Padmanayana. Om Padmanayanaye Namaha. 248. Padmaraga Samaprabha. Om Padmaraga Samaprabhaye Namaha. Padmaraga. If you remember what Padmaraga means, Padmaraga is a jewel. Padmaraga is a jewel, and what is the characteristic of the jewel? Padmaraga jewel is red in color. Extremely red in color. That is the beauty of Padmaraga. It is one of the 9 types of jewels. We have covered this Padmaraga before. Go start rewinding in your brain. You'll remember Padmaraga came somewhere. I've heard this name. Yeah. So Padmaraga is red in color. It is one of the 9 types of jewels. So if you are describing Devi, how many times we have heard Devi being red? She is wearing red. She looks red. Every aspect of Devi is completely ordained in red. So you have names such as Sindhuraruna Vigraha. Sindhuraruna Vigraha. Sindhuraruna Vigraha is again, it means Sindhurara, that is the name refers to the red color. Yeah, Sindhuraruna Vigraha. And Arunam Karunam Tarangidakshim. Arunam, that word also means red in color. So everywhere there is a reference to Devi being in red. So if you are going for a Devi Upasana, now Aditi is already wearing red. So if you are going for any Devi Upasana, you should be wearing red. Try and remember to wear red, because that will be the color that pleases Devi. So probably sometime, I've been telling this to Jalaja also, we should have something called as the Velakku Puja. After we complete this thing, all the 1,000 names, we will try and conduct a Velakku Puja, where Velakku means lamp. So a lamp puja where each of us will attend with our own lamps and own oil and everything we will bring, and we will do the puja with Sindhura, with kumkum. Yeah. So that will be a very auspicious puja, which we will try and do. So that we will do after we complete these 1000 names. Okay. Panchapretasanasena. Panchapretasanasena. Om Panchapretasanasena Namaha. She who sits on the seat formed by 5 corpses. 5 corpses. Now, if you remember the seat where Devi is seated, the 4 legs they say is Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, Ishvara. Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra and Ishvara, and lying down is Sadashiva. And she is seated on Sadashiva. So, the Pancha Pretasanasena, Preta means corpse. Asana, the corpse made out of this, the seat made out of these pretas, the 5 corpses. And she who sits on the seat formed by these 5 corpses is Devi. Now, people would ask, we are all devotees of Shiva, we are devotees of Vishnu. Yeah. So, how can you refer to all these devotees as pretas? So that is the concern that immediately everybody gets worried about. The thing is, all these lords, Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, Ishvara and Sadashiva, without Shakti, without the presence of Shakti, they are Nirjivas, they are corpses, as good as corpses. They are Nirjiva, they don't have life. They are unable to do anything. So, that is as good as calling them a corpse. So, that is what is the reference in this particular case. So, Brahma conducts his task of creation by a power known as Vama Shakti, obtained from Devi. Brahma needs power from Devi. Vishnu needs power from Devi. Shiva needs power from Devi. Everybody needs power. Devi's Shakti is indispensable to Vishnu, Rudra, Ishvara and Sadashiva in performing their tasks. So, I say that when the inner existence leaves, then the person is as good as a corpse. You can also call these corpses, you can also refer to these as the Panchabhutas. These Panchabhutas are also referred to, sometimes this could also be an interpretation, which is the earth, water, fire, air and space. These are the Panchabhutas, and Devi is made up of these 5 Panchabhutas. Devi is also made up of these Panchabhutas. So therefore, she is Panchapretasanasena in that sense also. Panchapretasanasena. So she is the ultimate. Yeah. The next one, 250. Panchabrahmaswarupini. Om Panchabrahmaswarupini Namaha. She whose form is composed of the 5 Brahmas. Now, what are the Brahmas referred to here? These are the 5 different forms of Shiva. Ishana, Tatpurusha, Aghora, Vamadeva and Sadyojata. These are the 5 forms of Shiva. According to this Linga Purana, the 5 Brahmas are the individual soul, primordial nature, intellect, ego and mind. That is another way to refer to the Pancha Brahmas. They also stand for the 5 organs of perception, 5 sense organs, the 5 organs of action, and they are the object of the 5 senses also. So there is a lot of connection with this 5. There is connection of 4, connection with 5. So many connections are there with the numbers. So Shruti says everything is Brahman. Everything is Brahman. Brahman means Devi. You are referring to Brahman, which you are referring to Devi. So Devi is that Brahman, and therefore what this can also mean, Panchabrahmaswarupini, can be interpreted as Devi whose form is the cosmos. So Devi, the form of Devi in itself, the entire cosmos can be picturized in Devi. Entire cosmos can be picturized in Devi. 251. Chinmayi Namaha or Chinmayi. What does Chinmayi mean? Chinmayi is consciousness. She who is consciousness itself. So, formless awareness, that is what consciousness means. Formless awareness. So, she is described as formless awareness. 252. Paramananda. Om Paramanandayai Namaha. There is another. Paramananda is supreme bliss. Supreme bliss is Parama Ananda. Supreme bliss is Paramananda. There is the opposite is also there. Alpananda is also there. And there is no bliss. Yeah. Completely nothing is there. State of emptiness is called as Alpananda. So, once you have this pure awareness, once complete awareness is obtained, then there is no sorrow. If you reach a state of complete awareness, you will not experience sorrow. Then everything, every aspect, because again, anger is an object of is a result of the desire. When desire itself is not going to be there, once you have reached the supreme state, then how can there be anger? How can there be sorrow? All these things are not going to be there, because all these come out of denial, and desire is the root cause of all these things. So there is complete and constant bliss in this state of Paramananda. Yeah? And this state we also refer to as liberation, moksha. When we achieve a state of Paramananda, it is a state of moksha. Now the Taittiriya Upanishad, in the Taittiriya Upanishad, there is a comparison of the evolution of humans. When the human beings evolve, they start off as being human, and then they become human Gandharva, and then they become celestial Gandharva, then Pitrudeva, Karmadeva, Indra, Brihaspati, Prajapati, and ultimately they become Brahma. So that is the ultimate level of evolution as far as humans are concerned. Now when you go from stage to stage, when you go from being a human to a human Gandharva, when you go from being a human to a human Gandharva, the amount of bliss felt by each increase step by step by step, that is supposed to go up 100-fold. From each step it going up 100-fold. So therefore, when you get into the state of Brahman, you can imagine that is you're at the highest level. When you start realizing Brahman, you're in a state where the bliss felt cannot be compared. So if you remember what is that? The position right in the middle of the Sri Chakra. Right in the middle of the Sri Chakra, that triangle with the Bindu, that triangle with the Bindu is called, that is the central-most triangle with the Bindu, that is called as Sarva Anandamaya. So, if you understand the meaning of Sarva Anandamaya, which means complete Ananda. Similarly, that is the state which you will be when you achieve Brahman, and that is the name which is given to Devi, which is Paramanandayai Namaha. Om Paramanandayai Namaha. 253. Om Vijnanaghana Namaha. Om Vijnanaghana Namaha. Vijnana. Vijnana. Ghana. Ghana means dense or solidified. Vijnana, jnana is theory. Jnana means theory, and Vijnana means special knowledge or special wisdom. It goes beyond theory. It goes into special knowledge and wisdom. That is what Vijnana means. Ghana, solid, dense. Rupini. Rupini means she is that form. She who is the embodiment of all pervading solid intelligence. Solid intelligence. So that Ghana has been put there with a purpose. You can say intelligence. Why did they say Ghana Rupini? Yeah. So intelligence, Vijnana, is interpreted as Jiva. So once your what is that? Your Jivatma merges with the Paramatma. Paramatma is supreme consciousness. So you are looking at bringing your Jivatma into Paramatma. So it is in the state of Jiva that your intelligence works. Your intelligence works. You start thinking, analyzing. You start doubting, especially doubting the presence of God. That doubting of presence of God happens especially in certain circumstances. It depends on whom you are moving with. If your friend circle is the wrong circle, which is why they say choose your friends wisely. Choose your friends wisely. If you choose your friends wisely, then this doubt will never come in your mind. This doubt will never come in your mind. And that choice of friends is called as satsang. That choice of friends is your satsang. What the friendship that you move in, and that is what is going to make your mold your character, especially for children. Please make sure that you move in the right groups. And if you feel that you are not comfortable in a particular group, I'm not saying don't have fun. Of course, have fun. Let your hair down, paint not just your dress red, paint the town red also. No problem. No problem. Paint the town red. Go out, have fun with your friends. You can do it. But remember your roots. Remember your grounding. That is the most important thing that we should remember. Remember your roots. Remember the grounding, and that memory of your roots and grounding is what is going to make the difference between making the right choice and the wrong choice in future. When you are at crossroads, you don't know which way you're going to go. You've got one set of friends who are probably pulling you in the wrong direction, and you have another set of friends who are saying, okay, we'll go and have some fun, but not that kind of fun. So then you should know which way to go. If you know which way to go, that is when you go beyond your intelligence and your sixth sense kicks into action. I'm going to take, it's got to be the right step, and therefore I'm not turning to the right, I'm turning to the left. So that choice has got to come, and that will come only from making the right choices. And those right choices will come only from your grounding. That can happen only from getting into satsang, the right company. So, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad says that this Vijnana, which is a special knowledge, is a solid mass. This Upanishad says that this Vijnana is a solid mass. Devi, in this particular case, this Vijnana is also referred to as the embodiment of 64 kalas. Yesterday we covered this kalas. The kalas, and we said that there are 64 areas where you can perform. 64 areas. Now, people might, you can probably revisit that. I can try and give you those meanings in a little more detail, probably type it up, and then you can look and find yourself, oh, do I actually fit here? Do I actually fit there? Which of these kalas do I actually fit in? I can do this, I can do that. I can't do that, but I can certainly do this. So kala will be there in everybody. Art will be there in everybody. What you need to understand is which art form do you belong to. So Devi is the embodiment of 64 kalas. Devi is intellect and execution. And Devi is beyond the concept of dualism. Devi is beyond the concept of dualism. This Vijnanaghana refers to the aggregate of all these characters, all these aspects we are talking about related to Devi, all these special aspects related to the special knowledge that Devi stands for. 254. Dhyana Dhyatr Deya Rupayai Namaha. Om Dhyana Dhyatr Deya Rupayai Namaha. Dhyana is meditation. Dhyatr is the meditator, the one who is meditating. Dhyaya is the object of meditation. So, dhyana, meditation, dhyatrit, meditator, dhyaya, which is the object, Rupayai Namaha. Who is that? Devi. Devi is a person who shines as the meditator, the meditator, and the object of meditation. So, if we are sitting and we are able to tune ourselves to the form of Devi, we are able to tune ourselves to the form of Devi. So, we are meditating, and the act of meditation is going on, and we are meditating, and our object of meditation is Devi. So Devi is not just the object, she is the object, she is the person who is meditating, and she is also part of this act of meditation. Now, Yoga Sutra, we are aware as far as the Ashtanga Yoga is concerned. Ashtanga Yoga, 7th step of Ashtanga Yoga is Dhyana, meditation. 7th step of Ashtanga Yoga. We say that it is the unbroken flow of thought towards an object. We have been to this ashram, Tathagada's ashram, Tathagada ashram in Palakkad district near Tattamangalam, Chittoor. So Tathada ashram, we went there because my in-laws used to go to that ashram, so they were recommending that we should also visit the ashram. So we went to that ashram and we went into their meditation room. And meditation room was amazing. All that was there, that meditation room was completely pitch dark. Pitch dark. The only thing that was visible in that room was a burning light, burning lamp. It was a proper lamp, like the Kerala style lamp, which was there, approximately I think 3 feet or 4 feet tall. And that lamp was lit, and it was lit with the that oil. What do you use? Sesame oil. It was lit with sesame oil. It was at a distance, and we could sit there in complete silence, meditating, looking at that light. Complete silence. And that silence is so loud. It is silence. But that silence is so loud. I am saying so loud because it impinges on your ear, that silence. That silence, you feel some, like as if bees are running inside your ear. That is the extent of the sound of the silence. So if you can create that kind of silence in your home, say night time is the best time for you to do this meditation, if you ask me, because it's dark outside, so it's complete darkness. Switch off all your lights, switch on, turn on one lamp in your home and meditate. Try and bring your focus to that lamp, to that simple small source of light. And if you have a mantra which has been given to you by your guru, I'm not talking of this other method of Sri Vidya initiation, talking of simple mantra. If you have got, it can be anything. It can be things like the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Whatever mantra that you know, which you would like to chant, if you have been initiated in Guru Parampara and the Guru has given you a mantra, then chant that mantra in complete silence. And take it from me, even 10 minutes, forget 10 minutes, 5 minutes you do this. Even after this class, 5 minutes, switch off everything and just focus on a lamp. 5 minutes of silence with your looking at that lamp. Once you see that lamp, you absorb that lamp inside you. Close your eyes and watch that lamp lit inside you. Take it from me, whatever stress you have, that stress will disappear. Take it from me, at the end of those 5 minutes, you will have teardrops flowing down your cheeks. You will start experiencing the divine within you. You will start experiencing the divine within you. Try it. Maybe once you experience it, you will not want to open your eyes. You will not want to open your eyes. That will be the ultimate experience when you want to get closer and closer to Lalitha Sahasranamam Devi. So this is going to be an experience which you should try. You have to try it yourself. It is not something that I can try and push you to do. You have to try it yourself. This experience of sitting in silence, sitting in a closed room with the lights turned off, just that lamp, one single lamp in front of your Ishta Devata, perfectly fine, no problem. Whatever Ishta mantra that you have, or any Guru mantra that has been given to you, if you can chant that mantra in your mind, maybe 108 times or whatever number of times that you want, chant it in your mind. Watch that lamp. Close your eyes, feel that lamp inside you, and watch your stress disappear. Meditation is self-hypnotism. It's the best form of self-hypnotism that one can resort to. The last name for today, which is Dharmadharma-vivarjitayai Namaha. Dharmadharma-vivarjitayai Namaha. Dharmadharma-vivarjitayai Namaha. So that is the last name for today. Dharmadharma-vivarjitayai Namaha. Dharma, we know that. It is Dharma, Adharma. Dharma, Adharma. Vivarjita means greatly increased. Greatly increased. So, she who is devoid of or transcends both dharma and adharma. She goes beyond dharma and adharma. Now, dharma means action. Dharma means action. So there is a Jaimini perspective, which is the meaning of what is that? The meaning of the Vedas, the aspects of the Vedas, or what dharma is, according to Jaimini, is part of Mimamsa Sutras. what he says is that the dharma is the action of the Vedas. Dharma is the action of the Vedas. Dharma is the impulse to carry out one's karma. And dharma produces welfare. Dharma produces welfare. It also provides potential energy, energy which can be stored and which will produce desired outcomes over a period of time. So that is the meaning of dharma according to Jayamini. Samvarta Smriti says that dharma is the conduct which is in accordance with the scriptures and tradition. So we are just trying to understand what dharma means. Now, dharma creates equality, dharma creates happiness, adharma creates inequality, adharma creates sorrow. Simple, opposites. Yeah. But we should remember that Devi is free of happiness, Devi is free of sorrow also. She is not bound by happiness, she is not bound by sorrow. Now, there is another aspect of dharma. They say that dharma stands for Shakti. Dharma stands for Shakti, but adharma stands for Shiva. Hey, hold on. What are you saying? How can adharma stand for Shiva? Because Shiva is also a very important person, isn't in the whole discussion, in the debate. Now, what that means is that Shiva is a passive witness. Shiva is a passive witness, yeah, and therefore, what is that? And because of the lack of Shakti, because Shiva does not have Shakti by himself, and in that kind of situation, there is a lack of righteousness. Shiva is a passive witness. Shiva is a passive witness, and he lacks Shakti. And because he lacks Shakti, he lacks the righteousness to stand up in the face of adharma. And when adharma is happening, what are you supposed to do? Go sit quietly. You know what they say, when adharma is happening, go sit quietly, play a game of cards. No, that's not what you do. When adharma is happening, you should stand up against adharma. You should stand up for dharma. If you're standing up for dharma, who is working inside you? Devi is working inside you. Shakti is working inside you, because Devi stands for dharma and adharma is a passive witness. Now, Yajnavalkya says that sacrifice, good conduct, self-control, ahimsa, gift giving, and spiritual study all constitute dharma. But the supreme dharma is the realization of the self. Now you might wonder, what is all? We can understand sacrifice, good conduct, self-control, ahimsa. But what about gift giving? What does gift giving got to do with dharma? Because when you are giving a gift, when you give a gift, you should give a gift which is in line with dharma. Not look for things lying around your house which are, non-working items or items which you don't want. Put it into gift wrap and then give it, saying, this is my gift for you. So we had one person in our not in our yoga group, but in the external yoga groups. He used to come for conducting some sessions here. And when he conducts sessions, he used to give prizes for the best person and the second best person and all that. Now, it became so much of a joke that people realized that whatever this person gives will be from his company, which will be non-moving stock. So, so in his company, there will be non-moving items which are there in his company, and he will pack it up beautifully. And especially when you look at it, it will not be small gifts; it will be big gifts. So big gifts will be given. So the person who is receiving it will think, "Wow! I mean, that's one massive gift I've got." You open it, then you will find that it is something that does not move. It is something that cannot be consumed. When you're giving something, you should give with things which, so when you, for instance, I can give you an example, a very good example, especially you're having all ladies here. You are buying a sari for somebody. When you're buying a sari for somebody, how will you choose the sari? I don't go for this, I'll tell you that much. Because this thing, I bow down to those sari salesmen because they are the epitomes of patience. They are the maximum most patient people in this whole world. I bow down to them. All of those people, Sashtanga Namaskar to all those people. Why? Because he will ask all the ladies, the ladies I know will pull down 300 saris, and after pulling down 300 saris, they'll probably shortlist 5 and then select one. So one day I asked one of these people, then he said, "Kya karenge saab, aisa hi hai. Ladies aise hi hai, ye karna padta hai." So you learn, every day you learn from people. So this is also something you learn. We learn patience from that. You have in that Uddhava Gita. Uddhava Gita, what is that? Where you learn from different. 24 gurus are there. 24 gurus are there as part of Uddhava Gita. So you have guru, like for instance, you have the bee, honeybee. Honeybee is one of the gurus in Uddhava Gita. So what does that honeybee teach in Uddhava Gita? Honeybee teaches like you go from the honeybee collects from flower to flower, goes from flower to flower and collects only goodness, honey. Just like that, when we go from guru to guru, we are supposed to collect only the goodness. That is what the honeybee teaches. So we have 24 gurus. I think you should have the 25th guru. Who is the 25th guru? The sari salesman.
I thought it's your wife.
Not your wife, the sari salesman. He is the 25th guru. Why? The 25th guru teaches patience. Yeah. So where were we? What was the we completely forgot where we were. So what I was coming to was that when you are buying a sari, that is where we were. Yeah. When you are buying a sari, you should buy a sari like as if you are buying for yourself when you are going to give it. When you buy a sari for somebody else, you should be like as if you are going to wear it. So when we went to this global village and this Pakistan, Pakistani pavilion, we went and that man asked, "You like this color? You like this color?" He pulled down 300 colors down, and I said, "I like all the colors." I told that man, "Every color is beautiful." He said, "नहीं मैडम को बताओ." I said, "मैडम को मेरे को मालूम नहीं है, मेरे को इतना तो मालूम है कि ये सब बहुत बढ़िया है, but unfortunately I cannot wear those churidas." So when you are buying to give to somebody, you should buy like as if you are going to wear it. So when you are giving a gift, please think in that way. How you will give a gift to a person in the name of dharma. I am not saying this. This is being said by Yajnavalkya. I am not saying this. Dharma and adharma apply only to the unenlightened, and Devi is beyond all of this.
We completed 61.
We have done till 61. So today I will probably record up till 61. We have come up till the 61st verse in the Sahasranama, Lalitha Sahasranama, which is effectively one third of the
182.
182. So it's about one third of the Lalitha Sahasranama we would have completed as of this weekend. Tomorrow 3:30 we will have the chanting session, so please do join in and we can take turns to chant and try and correct ourselves in the pronunciations. I offer these words at the lotus feet of Lalitha Tripura Sundari Devi. Om Asato ma Sadgamaya Tamaso ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Shanti 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 Om Lokaha Samastaha Sugino Bhavantu Lokaha Samastaha Sugino Bhavantu Lokaha Samastaha Sugino Bhavantu Om Shanti 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 Karacharana Kridam va Kayajam Karmajam va Shravananayana va Manasam va Paradam Vidam Avidam va Sarvameda Kshamasva Jaya Jaya Karunabde Shri Mahadeva Shambho Jaya Jaya Karunabde Shri Mahadeva Shambho Jaya Jaya Karunabde Shri Mahadeva Shambho Om Shri